Welcome to Keys Open Doors. Today, we're breaking down down payment assistance grants. Navigating the real estate world, it can totally feel like learning a foreign language, right? It's just filled with endless jargon and really complex financial products. But as your educator and advisor, my goal is to simplify the whole shebang for you. We're going to take a super close look at one of the absolute most powerful tools available for everyday folks who are dreaming of buying a home, but maybe feel, completely stuck at the starting line. By the end of this explainer, you're going to have a crystal clear roadmap of exactly what these grants are, how they work, and if they might just be the key to unlocking your own path to homeownership.
So let's dive right into this. For so many everyday people looking to buy a home, the monthly mortgage payment isn't actually the scariest part. No, it's that massive initial lump sum you need just to get the keys in your hand. Let's be real here. Saving tens of thousands of dollars? That takes years. It takes intense discipline, sacrifice, and, honestly, sometimes it just feels flat out impossible when rent and everyday living costs just keep creeping up. This upfront cost is pretty much universally recognized as the single biggest hurdle to buying a home. So, if you've been staring at your savings account and feeling like homeownership is literally decades away because of that huge down payment barrier, listen to me. You are not alone. And more importantly, you've got options. Okay, so the solution to this huge savings gap actually lies with state and local housing agencies. See, they've set up specific programs designed entirely to fast-track your timeline. The whole core purpose of a down payment assistance grant is to swoop in and bridge that gap. Instead of forcing you to wait, 5, 10, maybe even 15 years to stockpile cash while housing prices just keep climbing, these agency programs inject capital directly into your home purchase. They effectively shrink the time you spend saving. This means you can actually enter the housing market, start building that sweet equity, and establish stability way sooner than you probably ever thought possible.
Now, you'll often hear the term true grant tossed around by lenders and housing authorities. Let's translate that industry jargon into plain English, shall we? When you get a standard loan, like your main mortgage, that is borrowed money that you absolutely must repay, with interest over time, right? But a true grant? That is essentially free money. The incredible, mind-blowing fact here is that a down payment assistance grant is money handed to you that you never ever have to pay back. No way. It doesn't add a single penny to your monthly debt burden. It's simply a financial boost designed to push you right over that threshold and into your new home.
So here's another absolutely crucial point. You don't necessarily have to choose just one single lifeline when you're piecing together your home buying strategy. These grants are wonderfully flexible. In a lot of cases, housing agencies actually let you pair their grant with other forms of non-agency assistance. What does that mean for you? Well, if you have access to, say, a local city grant, or maybe funds from a community nonprofit, or even a gifted down payment from a generous family member, you can often combine those right alongside this state agency grant. It's like building a financial puzzle. This stacking effect gives you incredible financial leverage, and it significantly lowers your out-of-pocket costs when you finally get to that closing table.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Well, I've owned a home before, so I'm automatically out of luck, right? Well, actually, scratch that. Not necessarily. While it's definitely true that these programs aggressively target first-time home buyers to help get their foot in the door, they aren't strictly limited to just them. Repeat buyers can totally qualify too, especially if they're purchasing a home in designated economic opportunity areas. These are specific neighborhoods or regions where agencies are actively trying to encourage homeownership and community investment. So whether this is your very first house or your next step on the property ladder, there are definitely avenues to qualify.
But wait, to actually unlock these grant funds, you can't just stroll into any bank and pick any random mortgage product off the shelf. Generally, you need to pair the down payment grant with an approved mortgage loan program through the specific housing agency that's offering the funds. Usually, this means utilizing a designated bond, FHA loan, or a conventional loan that strictly meets the agency's criteria. Basically, the agency pairs that free grant money with a secure, stable, fixed-rate mortgage product. They do this to make absolutely sure you're set up for long-term, sustainable home ownership without any nasty, predatory lending surprises popping up down the road.
And that brings us right to the financial guardrails. You see, these programs are fundamentally designed for everyday working people. Think teachers, first responders, nurses, folks like that. Because these funds are specifically meant to support affordable housing, there are strict income ceilings in place. Your total household income has to fall within the maximum limits specified by the housing agency. And hey, it's super important to note that this usually looks at the income of everyone living in the house, not just the person whose name is on the loan application. The whole goal here is to ensure that the assistance is going straight to the individuals and families who genuinely need that financial bridge the absolute most.
Along with those income caps, there are also limits on the property itself. To actually use these grants, your home purchase has to remain within specific sales price limits, and yep, there are caps on the total loan amount too. Again, the core mission of these agencies is to promote accessible, affordable housing. So no, you definitely cannot use these grants to go buy a luxury, multi-million-dollar mansion. The caps will vary depending on your local market, but they're set at a level that supports the purchase of a standard, modest home. You know, a place that provides safe, reliable shelter for you and your family.
Okay, so after hearing all of this awesome info, how do you actually take action? Well, step 1 is to find and reach out to an agency-approved lender. You don't actually apply directly to the state housing agency yourself. Instead, these approved lenders act as your personal guides and gatekeepers. They have the specialized training to seamlessly handle both your mortgage loan application and your grant application at the exact same time. Step 2, having them check your eligibility. They'll take a look at your income, your credit score, and your desired purchase area, and then tell you exactly what you qualify for. It really is that straightforward.
Now, before we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this incredibly important reminder. While many buyers absolutely benefit from these fantastic programs, in general, everyone's financial picture is entirely unique. The rules, the income limits, and the available funds, they can all change depending on your state and your specific county. And that is exactly why you must always consult a licensed real estate professional and a qualified loan officer regarding your specific financial situation. They're the ones who will provide that personalized, localized guidance you need to safely and successfully navigate your local real estate market.
I really hope this breakdown gave you a much clearer picture of how down payment assistance can work for you. And honestly, I hope it sparked a little hope that buying a home is way closer than you think. Just ask yourself, what would your timeline to homeownership look like right now if you didn't have to save that entire down payment all by yourself? Keys Open Doors, helping you unlock your path to home ownership. If this helped, like, comment, and subscribe.